What is going on, Coach Launch crew? All right. We got that going, don't we? All right, now I'm going to get this into the group. Here we go. Let me just find that. We're doing Facebook profile audits, social media profile audits. It's going to be fantastic. Sorry we're starting late. Zoom, the entire system is down, believe it or not. So I'm going to share this into the group for everybody so that you can see it. Boom, boom, boom. And we're going to get started. Got plenty of you all lined up to begin sharing your stuff. Just pulling them up right here, right now. And we're going to roll. Okay. So we should be live. We should be here. I don't know if there's going to be a lag or not. I'm using Be Live TV because Zoom is all jacked up right now. It's just not working. So that's all right. I'm going to edit this so that it says profile audits. And we're going to get rolling. Who's with me? If you're here, like the page, like the broadcast, that would be awesome. And we'll get rolling. All right. So I see Sean's here. Kathy's here. Beautiful, beautiful, and beautiful. Now, here's the thing. I don't know if I can share my screen without Zoom. So this is going to be part one if I can't. Because I'm looking here on Be Live. I do not see, and I don't use Be Live often. In fact, I'm being forced to do that right now. And that's all right. But this is coaching, right? If this won't work, then this will be part one. I'll explain why we're doing what we're doing and those important parts, because that's going to be necessary. And then if I can't share my screen, it'll be hard to do the profile audits. So what we'll end up doing is we'll end up changing the schedule a little bit, and we'll roll with that. And that's not a problem either. So let's just talk, first of all, about profile audits and why that's important. And it doesn't look like we're going to be able to do this until Zoom kicks back up. So that's not a problem. That's not a problem at all. Good afternoon, Sean. How are you doing? If you're in here, hit the like button. That lets other people know something important is going on that they might be interested in this group. If you can hear me all right, just please let me know that you can hear me all right. And so I'll be reading your comments here. I'll be looking at you right here. So we started doing profile audits because it is important for your profile to be set up in a way that you can connect with the right people, that you can be seen authentically as you can establish yourself as a leader in the area that you are coaching. And there's a few things that have to line up for that. So I'm going to walk you through the different areas that we will look at on the profile audit, and then we'll actually do the profile audit probably if you're just coming in, welcome. I apologize that I cannot share my screen right now. Zoom is down. And that's just the way it is. So I can't broadcast my screen in here. Awesome. Thanks, Sean. That's perfect. I appreciate it, Kathy. So what we'll do is I'm going to walk you through why we do it and what are the pieces we're looking at when we look at a profile audit, right? We could call it a profile appraisal, but we're actually going to go in and audit things. I'm going to tell you how you need to change your profile so that you stand out as a coach, even as a new coach. Part of what you need to know in this process is that auditing your profile alone is not going to be enough to help you enroll clients. It will not be enough to help you enroll clients. You have to be doing all of the work, right? And what do I mean by all of the work? Go check out the units, especially unit number 3 and unit number 4. You are going to find that there are several things that you're going to need to do in order and then continuously, so that people end up making their way to you, resonating with what you're saying and wanting to get on the phone with you and hire you. So just auditing your profile alone, this is not going to change everything for you, but it is necessary. Okay. So you have to have first your messaging down, which comes from getting clear on your niche and focusing. That's work. It's work that has to be done. We do it in here. We'll do it again in here. We'll help people with their niche. We'll help people with their messaging. It's the first thing that has to happen. In order for you to get to engagement with potential clients, is this making sense? Let me know if this is making sense for you so far. You have to get your niche and your messaging down. If your niche isn't down, you can't get your messaging down. Then you get your messaging down so you resonate with people in order to add them as a friend, to bring them into your sphere of influence, your ecosystem here in social media, and in order to begin engaging with them. But great question, Quan. The units are on the upper left-hand corner. I don't know where that is on here. If this is mirrored, it's mirrored. It's in the upper left-hand corner of the group. Okay, and I could actually show you if I was on Zoom, but I'm not, so no worries. So let me see if I can. Yeah, I cannot share my screen with you, unfortunately. I can do that with Zoom as a webinar. So that's when we'll actually go in and do the audits. Right now, I'm going to tell you what goes into an audit and why. This might actually work out much better because you'll have a really good idea of why I'm saying the things I'm saying when we're actually auditing, which will either happen later today or it'll happen tomorrow. Either way, stick around. This is for you. So once you get your niche squared away, your messaging down, all things we talk about and work through, things I work through with clients, then we get to the place where you're going to start engaging and adding friends so they can get to your personal profile, so they can see that you're an expert. Mark my words, when you do this right, when you do this well, when you've got all those things down and you're doing it consistently, it only takes a matter of 2 to 3 weeks for people to begin to see you as the expert in their circle for your coaching services and their problem. Does that make sense? All right. So when we're looking at a profile audit, the goal is to be able to people to see that we're real, understand what we do, add, and then get to your profile, and they see your longer posts, they see your lives, and they go, this person, they get me. Right? That's what we want. We want to connect with people. We want to resonate with people from a genuine, authentic, transparent place. Why do we do profile audits? Because you'll never get to that place if they never add you as a friend. You'll never get to that place if once they add you as a friend, they look at your profile and all they see are Hello Kitty memes. Right? It just won't happen. So there's a few things. Yeah, Megan, is that a business profile? So you can have, let's talk about that, Megan. I have a business page, which I'm actually broadcasting from right now because of where I'm at in my business. I never did this when I was first starting out. I had my business page and I had my personal profile page. Now, we're going to dive deep into your question here for a second, Megan. Have a business page because someday you might want to run ads. Have a personal profile page because that's what's going to get all your reach. Okay? In order to get reach, in order to be seen by people from your business page, you have to pay money. This is why you could have 40,000 followers, but if you make a post and you don't pay for it, you only might have a couple hundred views. 40,000 followers with a couple hundred views. Are you kidding me? Why? Because Facebook makes money from you paying them with ads. Boost a post, that's you paying for more people to see it. On your personal profile, people want to engage with your stuff, and Facebook wants to reward that because they want people talking. You're not going to make a sale from your personal profile page, so it's okay. You don't have software to do that, so don't worry about it. You're not breaking any rules. You can talk all you want about your business on your personal profile page. You just can't conduct business on your personal profile page. Okay? So that's a whole nother live for sure. But Megan, that's something we can definitely talk about, and I can go live on why you won't make it unless you use your personal profile. Let me get a swig of water. Okay, who's with me so far? Here's what we're doing with our personal profile page. Because no matter what you think, people are going to go to it anyways. If they see your business page, they're still going to look up your personal profile. They want to see if you're a real person. Very few people won't do that. You'll also be meeting people everywhere, if that makes sense. You'll be, so would you put the same content on both pages when you post? Not at first. You don't need to. It's all about, you don't even need a business page. It's all about your personal profile. It's all about your personal profile. This is why we aren't auditing business pages, right? That's why we're auditing personal profile. All right. Great question, Mike. Great question, Mike. I do now, but I've been doing this for 7 years. I didn't, when I first started, you go from your personal profile page. So, and if you're confused about this, you definitely have to go into the unit on message. In fact, I just posted it last night. It's the #1 requested. Where do I find clients and how do I get them? It's the #1 requested training I do, natural enrollment method. So you're using your personal profile. So why do we audit it? Several reasons. We want to connect with people. What are we auditing? First of all, first, and I can't stress this enough. If your profile picture isn't you, people will not immediately add you. If your personal profile isn't you, people will begin to question immediately. What is this person hiding? Or why don't they feel good enough about themselves to put their picture on there? When you connect with somebody, you want to connect with a real person. You don't want to connect with a logo, and you don't want to connect with a picture or a meme. You want to connect with a person. And if they don't add you, the only thing they can see is your personal profile picture. They just might not add you at all. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense. If your person, now, I'm not saying that you have issues if you don't put your personal profile picture on your personal profile. Okay? What I am saying is other people will think you do. It'll be enough of a question that will keep them. And then when they do add you, if they do add you, they're going to keep an eye on you. And they're going to say, yeah, I don't know about this person. Nancy asked, should I wait until someone friends me, or is it okay to send them a friend request if we have? Yes, any engagement at all, Nancy. A like, a share, a comment, that's engagement. Add them. Okay, so the first thing they see is your personal profile even before they add you. If it isn't your picture, now it could be a picture of you with somebody else. It could be a picture of you with your family. It could be just a picture of you standing there like this. It could be a funny picture. The most important thing is it's just a picture of you that somewhere has your face. If it's the back of you, the back of your head looking over a sunset, it's still, they don't see you. People want to see a real person. Don't you want to meet real people? Don't you, when you're meeting people, don't you want to know they're real people? That they don't have things to hide, you know? It's important. So that's the first thing we're looking for. Okay. The next thing we're looking for is the real estate. The real estate on a personal profile. That will be your profile picture first. Second, your banner, right? Your cover photo. And third, it will be the selected photos on the left-hand side. And I will show you how to use those. If you look at my profile right now, my personal profile right now, you will see it is one picture of the Coach Launcher group. I'll show you when we do the audits how to make just that selected picture, selected picture is just one picture that stands out, makes it bigger. Does that make sense? So first, your profile picture. Second, the other real estate, your profile picture, your cover photo, and your selected, highlighted, featured photos. And we're going to make that one photo. Here's the reason why. If you look at mine, you see me as my profile picture. If you see my cover photo, you will see my daughters at the beach. Now, I could put on there Coach Launch, or I could put on there Fortune 100 Coach. I could put Fortune 100 Coach and Coach Launcher on there. I choose to put a cover photo of my daughters on there because my daughters are really, really important to me. If you've been in this group for more than 30 seconds, you know that because I talk about them all the time. I like it. Other people, they use that real estate and they're not wrong by putting their logo on that. And that's fine. I like having my cover photo be the ocean and my daughters. But I do have in my featured photos the Coach Launcher group so that anytime someone adds me, they click on that photo and they'll get a link to this group so they can come in and get help if they're a brand new coach. Does that make sense? Are you still with me? Let me know. There might be a little bit of a lag here because I'm going through, in fact, there is a lag, and that's okay. So if you're just joining us, Zoom is down, so I can't share my screen. So we're going to do, this is part one of profile audits. We're going to do the second part later. So one, your profile picture. Two, the other real estate. Three, your heading. This is the first opportunity. This is the first opportunity where people get to find out who you are and what you do. So if you look at mine really quickly, you're going to see mine says Fortune 100/500 executive coach, Coach Launcher, dad to two insatiably curious and fierce daughters. That's me. Okay. That's who I am. No doubt about that. Okay. If you don't have anything on your intro, how will people know what you do? How will people have any idea immediately if you can help them? I don't understand why people don't have on their intro what they do. It talks a little bit about me. I'm a dad. I've got two daughters. They are curious and they are fierce. But I'm a Coach Launcher and I'm a Fortune 100, 500 executive coach, right? Immediately someone could say, oh, it's interesting because I'm an executive. I wonder what they do. Awesome. You're with me. Awesome. 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 Okay. So that's that. I'm now scrolling on mine. I wish I could share my screen with you, but I can't. Everyone who commented, we will do a personal profile audit as soon as Zoom gets back up, which could be later today, could be tomorrow. I don't know. I'll let you know as soon as I actually know. And that's okay. We can't control everything. So good to mix up personal and professional. Makes sense. I like the human element. Yes. Here's why. Here's why. Because again, it shows that I'm a real person. If you're on my personal profile for any time at all, the first thing you're going to see now in the posts. So first we've got your profile picture. Then we've got your other major real estate, your cover photo, your featured photo, right? Then we've got your intro. And then you kind of want to clean up where you used to work at before. What do I mean by clean up? Just, you don't want to have 30 things there. Okay. Right now, mine says owner and founder at Bradley Grinnen, Own Your Life. It also says I used to be a pastor, says where I live and where I'm from. Okay. So as you start scrolling, the first thing you're going to see is the video I shared last night in this group on the natural enrollment method. I actually put that on my personal profile. That's a deep, 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 deep dive training. Okay. Then you scroll down and you're going to see a shorter post where I talk about if you're not okay on the inside, life's a battle, where you're constantly trying to create situations that can make you feel better. Or you just avoid those situations that make you feel worse. So it's a little bit of coaching there, right? Then, and lots of people have commented, 20 comments, 2 shares. That tells me that that messaging and that content is resonating with my people. Does that make sense? Because I've done the work. Then, if the next thing you scroll down to is going to be this really long post. It's a really long post about not avoiding pain, so you have a higher quality of life. That's targeted to both new coaches and to executives, okay? Because there's plenty of pain in building your coaching business, and there's plenty of pain in being a CEO of a company, all right? That one has 12 comments, 3 shares. Yes, you can still have your day job listed. Absolutely, Nicole, because we've got nothing to hide, right? I had 3 part-time jobs when I was launching my coaching business, and I didn't care that people knew, right? When you demonstrate on your profile with your magnificent content, because you've got your niche down and you've got your messaging down, people don't care. They just want help, and they'll believe you will help them. You can ask Kimberly Brewer Goff. Kim Goff is still working at the BMW dealership because she loves it. And she doesn't want to be a full-time coach right now. So she's very selective for who she works with. And she's a part-time coach, but people still hire her because she gets them results. Shout out to you, Kim Goff. You are such a rock star. If you scroll down a little bit further, someone's tagged me in a post saying, hey, if you're going to launch a coaching business, Brad's the guy that you should really be working with because he's really good. All right. Eventually, people are going to do the same thing to you. They're going to tag you. It's going to be on your profile, and people are going to go, oh, wow, this person is really good. Right. Then you're going to see a very short post of mine. Sometimes things sound cliche simply because they are true, like my level of gratitude for life right now. All right. And then another longer post. All right. What are we looking for as far as content goes? We want you to demonstrate that you know what you're talking about. You don't demonstrate that. If I go to your personal profile page, let's say I want a dating coach. I'm very happily in a relationship right now. Let's just say I wanted a dating coach. Let's say you want a dating coach. Let's do that. And you go to someone's profile and all they have posted are memes about dating. You're going to have no idea if this person actually knows what they're talking about or not. All you're going to know is they know how to share memes. If you go to someone's profile and you're hurting and you want help with your relationship, and all you see are questions, how's your relationship going? What's the most important thing to you in a relationship? When's the last time you felt like you were deeply connected? If all you see are questions, you're still not going to know if this person has any idea how to help you or not, if they're an expert or not. Memes and questions, it's a place to start. It's better than Hello Kitty pictures, but it's not enough. It's just not enough. You have to post long posts. People will read them. If you don't believe me, go look at my profile and see how long my posts can be and how many people share and read those. Look at Nick Peterson's page, his personal profile, same thing. Does that make sense? Let me know if this is making sense to you. You can't just share inspirational videos. No one's going to hire you because you like Tony Robbins and shared one of his videos. No one's going to think that you can help them because you shared a Brene Brown book. Can you share those things? From time to time. Does it establish you as a leader? Nope. It doesn't. It doesn't distinguish you at all. If you're a coach, you know stuff. You can help people. You're smart. You know what's going on. I'm asking you to really think through, think about where your potential clients are at mentally and emotionally. Get in that space and then post for them. Help them, genuinely help them. Are you with me? This is what you have to do to use your personal profile. Okay? You're going to make friends in groups. You're going to add people. They're going to add you. If they come to your personal profile and you don't have anything there for them to read and say, oh, that person gets me. That person knows what they're talking about. I want to see this person's post. People will start coming to your page just for that. There's no ratio, Linda. I do long posts all the time. And I do short posts all the time. People always ask me, how long should a post be? Your post or your video can be as long as you want it to be, as long as you are holding people's attention. As long as your content, your copy, what you're writing, your messaging is captivating them. Does that make sense, Linda? A long post or a long video. Let's take this video, for example. Okay, I don't know how long I've been on here, probably 20 minutes. I could be on here for another 20 more minutes. If what I'm saying is really helpful for you, you're going to stay unless you have a meeting. Does that make sense, Linda? It's a really great question. It's a really, really great question. It really is. People have attention spans. Now, why we do a profile audit in the first place is they'll never see your content if they don't add you because your profile's goofy. Nancy says, the coach I hired a few months ago says I teach too much of my posts. Your thoughts? I don't think it's possible. Nancy, I disagree with your coach. I'd have to see what you're teaching, but I disagree. Now, the other part of the profile audit, if you do have long posts, again, go look at mine on my personal profile. If you do have long posts, you have to break them up into sentences so that your eyes just fall down. If I see a long post, but it's one big paragraph, I'm never reading it. I am not going to read that. My eyes look at it and my brain goes, ah. It's really important because it's like a cadence. Okay? I say a sentence and then I pause right now while we're talking. I say, does that make sense? It's like a conversation. Right? But if I just kept talking like this and I never stopped and I never paused and all I did was talk like this, like it was written in paragraph form and I talked to you about how blah, blah, you'd get off of this live immediately. Does that make sense, Nancy? So that's a really, really, really good question that you asked too about teaching too much. No, but there has to be a rhythm. One line, space, couple lines, space, one line, space, one line, space, maybe 2 or 3 sentences. Even then, people might just get off. It's how the brain works. So it's okay. It's a great question. But yeah, that's the deal. Kathy, should I post the same thing that I put my private page into the groups I'm in? Great question, Kathy. And now we're getting more into natural enrollment method, organic marketing. But I'm going to answer that question because it's really good. No, not immediately. Now, where you're at, not immediately. Where I'm at, I do, especially for my business page. But again, big caveat here. I got to full-time coaching, full-time salary, full-time revenue and profit in my coaching business without using my business page. Without using my business page, full-time. In fact, more than full-time. Because I was generating from the natural enrollment method, not only enough to pay my bills, but enough to pay for advertising. That's when I started using my business page. Again, I used it at first in the start because I wanted to keep my privacy and keep them separate. And after about 1.5 to 2 years of realizing that doesn't work, I just said, forget privacy. Who cares? I want to feed my daughters. I want a roof over my head. And if I need to use my personal profile page, I'm doing it. All right. So don't share to a group what you just posted. And if you do, say, I don't do this often. I just posted this on my page, but I think you might find this useful in a group. Here's another thing of groups. Don't write a piece and then post it in 4 different groups because Facebook bundles it all together and says, Kathy has posted in these 4 groups and everyone will see it's the same thing. And it just looks like it just registers in your brain as spam. And you go, why is this person spamming? You don't want to be that person. trust me when I say, when you do the work with your niche and your avatar to get your messaging down, you will have an endless supply of content. Endless supply of content. I'm never just sitting around wondering, what could I talk about today? I may not know. So there are some days I don't know what I'm going to talk about, but I've got like 5 or 6 things always in the back of my head, also written down, because I write down my ideas as soon as they happen. Does that make sense? Kwan says, love the idea about making more friends in groups. How do we convert our Facebook friends to coaching clients? Kwan, check out unit 4. Unit 4 in the units. That's it. I go deep dive into there. Nancy says, what if you rotate the same content on different days in different groups? That's fine. That's fine. Repurpose content. Of course you repurpose content. However, you're always going to have new content. Kwan, to get back to your question, that's a 2-hour conversation. But if you go to the units and you click on unit 4, you'll also, if you go to my business page, you'll see it's the latest video I uploaded. And it's called Natural Enrollment Method. That'll give you a really, really good idea of what I actually teach clients to do. All right, Liza. Glad you made it. Awesome, Kwan. So, recap real quick. Make your personal profile picture you. Let us see your face. Doesn't matter if you're with 2 people or your family, but make sure we know it's you. Don't be in a picture with 6 people and there's no way to tell which one is you. All right? If you're afraid to post your picture on your profile, you are not going to make it as a coach. The reason why you won't put your picture of your face on your personal profile because you don't like your picture, you don't like your face, or you don't want people to see you, you will not make it as a coach. That's a guarantee. You say, how can you make that guarantee? Because I've been doing this for years and I see people, they never got past that step and they're still not, they're coaching people for free for years. That's right, Kwan. That'll happen more and more and more. You crank that up. Okay, so then after personal profile picture, the big real estate. Okay, cover photo should say something about you and what you do, or your feature photo should. My cover photo is my daughter's at the beach, so my feature photo talks about this group. Okay, then your intro. Your intro has to say what you do, and then clean up where you've worked a little bit. Then clean off all of the stuff that your friends have tagged you in. That's if all your profile is people tagging you in, oh, we should try this, and it's people doing a beer bong off of a roof. Who wants to hire that person? If all you have are Hello Kitty memes, who wants to hire that? If you have one, that's funny, right? If I scroll down and you've got one, that's funny. Okay to have business logo as profile pic on business page. That is okay, Nancy. That is okay. I still have my picture on there. I still have my picture on my business page. In fact, I'll tell you something, Nancy. I don't have a logo. I played around with logos for years. I wasted hours and hours and hours and hours of valuable time. I could have been creating content and having conversations. I wasted that on creating logos. No one cares about your logo. That's something I can guarantee you. You're the only person who cares about your logo. I know that might sound harsh. I really do. But at this level, when you're first starting out, no one cares. They want to know, can you help them? That's all they want to know. Can I get help for this problem? Ladies and gentlemen, Brent Helmick has stepped in. I don't know if he stuck around, but that man is a legend. Good to have you here, Brent. All right. Does that answer your question, Nancy? If you have a logo, awesome. All I'm saying is no one is going to hire you because of your logo, right? It's all the other things you do, connecting, engaging, writing great content, all that stuff. It's wonderful. Let me just see something here real quick. I don't think Zoom's back up, so we're not going to be able to do it. I like your logo, Nancy. It's simple. And for your business page, I think that's fine. I'd still have a picture of you. And I'll tell you, when I first started, I'm going to do a live on this later tonight. When I first started, I was a little disingenuous. I felt like people needed to see me as a company so that they would take me seriously. And so I acted like I was a company. I was one dude in the back room living at my friend's house with my daughters. That's where I started. All right. And Brent's been to that house. He's seen where I lived. It was a big room, but humble beginnings. You know, I just moved here and got a part-time job and was launching my business, and it was great rent. Anyways, so I would put out my newsletters and I would act as if I was a bigger company. There was about 2 weeks where I pretended like I had an assistant. I'm not proud of it. I just thought I had so many mindset issues 7 years ago. I just thought no one's going to hire me unless they take me seriously, and they'll only take me seriously if they think I'm a big coaching company. It didn't work. I felt disingenuous. I felt bad. I felt bad about it. So I stopped doing it. I got way more authentic. I was way more myself, and things went way better for me. So then I started putting my picture on my business page, because when I work with a company, I want to know who I'm working with. I do. When I'm on the phone with customer support, I wish I could see the person's face so I could look them in the eyes and say, hey, my internet is a big deal to me because my business runs off of it. And if my daughters can't watch how to make slime videos, I'm going to be pissed. Does that make sense? Then we get to your content. You have to be posting long posts. They have to have a rhythm to them, or go live. I go live all the time. I have a group. All right. So before I had a group, all of these kind of videos, I did them right on my profile. I did these right on my profile for life coaching, for executive coaching, and for new coaches. I did all of these kind of trainings right from my personal profile page, and it works. Totally works. Does that make sense? Nancy, you have great questions. I love it. Okay, so this is part one of profile audits. Once Zoom gets their act together, which this is the first time I've ever gone to Zoom and haven't been able to do it. And I should have created this event yesterday, but usually I do it just a few minutes before. I created the event, but I mean, I should have created it in Zoom. If you don't know how Zoom works, don't worry about it then. But I didn't, so I couldn't just launch it. Hey, Quan, I'm going to answer that question for you right now. Are you ready? No one's going to watch your first live. It's not embarrassing. When I learned to ride my bike, I fell down often. I have some scars to prove it. When I learned to drive, it was erratic, and I didn't even want to be in the car when I was driving, right? Same thing when I learned to play tennis. I played volleyball in college. Same thing. I wrestled in high school. Same thing. No one's born a professional. You make yourself that. Here's the deal. Start doing it consistently, and you get better quick, and you are further and further away more quickly from the embarrassing part. Quan, if you let that stop you, you'll never get started. It'll be 1 year from now, we'll be on a training and you still haven't gone live or posted content. Now, I love to go live because I love that. You have no idea how much it lights me up right now that you're making comments and I can respond to them. I love the interaction. I live for it. I live for immediate interaction, to be able to answer questions, ask questions, things come to mind. I can expound on them because I like helping people. But I also like to write, so I do both. However, if you're not good at live and you don't like it, then you better become a great writer. If you can get comfortable videos and lives are powerful, powerful, powerful. And I would do this with clients and we talk about it. There is a way that you can set it up so that your first live feels much better. Preparation, that's it. We can talk about that. All right. Thank you, Liza. Is it Liza or Liza? And have I already asked you that? I want to say Liza, but I could be wrong. So I'm just literally just going to ask you, and it could be embarrassing, but I'd rather get your name right. So you can just shoot me a message or you can let me know right here. Okay, so I'm wrapping up part one. Okay, wrapping up part one. And I'm opening up to Q&A. I've got some time for Q&A. Nancy says, that's my issue with my lives. I'm getting no engagement from anyone that watches. I talk too much. No, you don't talk too much, Nancy. You've got to consistently go live. Now, watch unit 4. Liza, like Minnelli. Liza, like Minnelli. Liza Minnelli. Okay, got you. Thank you. Okay, so Nancy, here's the thing. You've got to consistently go live so that people can begin to expect that from you. Your messaging has to be on point because you've done the work with your niche, okay? Or niche, depending on what part of the world you're in. But you also have to be adding friends because you've got to grow your platform, grow your connection, grow your audience, okay? That has to happen. If you don't grow that, new people won't be able to start engaging with you. And you continually have to grow that. And when you reach 5,000 people, you go back and you remove all the people who stopped engaging with you and you add new people. If you weren't constantly doing that, and you'll see that, I talk about that in unit 4, if you weren't constantly doing all the things you have to do in the natural enrollment method, you will get way less engagement. Okay. But you have to be adding new people. You have to be putting content out there. You have to be doing it consistently. Okay. There isn't just one lever to push. There's lots of stuff we got. That's why I work with people. There's so much to do to launch and to get this thing cranked up that if you want to start doing this within a matter of weeks and start enrolling clients in a matter of weeks, you got to get super focused. You make the investment, we work together and we make it happen, right? Doing it, you can do it. Like I get messages from people in this group who are just following the units and they're enrolling clients, but you have to be doing everything at the same time. All right. Going into groups, commenting, posting, adding friends because of your engagement growing while you're consistently putting content out there on your personal profile. You've got to continually be getting into conversations with people to see if you can help them, to see what their problem is. And then you've got to continually say, maybe we should hop on the phone. I might be able to help you. Then you've got to get on that phone. And with consistency, you've got to have a great conversation. A great conversation is when you care more about helping that person than helping yourself. And you ask the right questions. And then you've got to help them get past their roadblocks, their limiting beliefs, their short-sightedness, their broken patterns, because they show up with them. The same thing that's kept them stuck for all these years is going to show up on the phone. You've got to get them past that. So they say, okay, I want to make a change. Whew. Does that make sense? All right. Any questions before we roll out? I've got a few minutes here before I've got to go pick my daughters up from school. Any other questions? That was a lot. We went through a lot. That's part 1. When Zoom gets back up, I will schedule another event. We'll call it part 2 profile audits. And we will I will show you your own profile and I will tell you what you need to change. I'm dropping off in a few too, Nancy, because I am going to go pick up my daughters. All right. Any other questions before we go? Should we post flyers advertising our coaching services? You can do that, Quan. It takes time to walk around posting flyers. If you're open to coaching people virtually, you can literally post flyers on social media from your bedroom, laying on your back with your laptop on your belly. Here's the thing, Quan. You can post a flyer, but you get way more traction by spending your time engaging with people, connecting, building relationships, helping, adding valuable content to people's lives. And then you have to get in the conversation. You have to ask some really good questions. What's your biggest problem with that area of your life? How long have you been dealing with it? What have you tried so far? What hasn't worked? What's the cost of you not figuring this out? All those things are really great questions you need to find out just to get on the phone with them. Then you ask even deeper questions. And when we get on the phone, it's not to become friends with them. I used to think that, like, oh, I'll just build rapport and become really good friends with them and they'll want to hire me. They don't need friends. They've got friends. And guess what? Their friends haven't helped them out of their problem. They need a leader. You be that leader. So post flyers, sure. But I'd rather spend my time connecting with people on a deep level, engaging in conversation to discover, should we be working together? And if we should be working together, I'll help you, you pay me. That's how that works. It works the same way for my lawn. If I don't have a lawnmower and I don't want to spend the time mowing my lawn, I'm happy to pay somebody to do that for me. And they're dumb if they don't ask me, if they don't say, yeah. I mean, if they just say, oh, I'll mow your lawn for free. Well, that's not a business. That's a hobby. It's a lawn mowing hobby. I get all passionate and I sound like I know everything. I don't know everything. I know this. I know this stuff. Any other questions before we roll out? We've had consistently between 10 to 20 people here. If you do have questions, speak up. I am happy to answer them. Yeah, Morgan, you got it. Coaching is being a leader. Being a leader is being a leader, right? And you're a leader. All right. If we don't have any more questions, I'm going to get ready to go pick up my daughters. Got a call tonight with clients. It's going to be amazing. We will go deep. We will get traction. That's what we do. All right. You're all awesome. Thank you so much for showing up. I will let you know when Profile Audits Part 2 is coming so that you can come back. If you made a comment on that post, I am going to audit your profile once Zoom gets back up. Again, I apologize that I wasn't able to do it when we said we were going to be able to do the whole thing, but we will do the whole thing. Okay. We will do the whole thing. Part 2, I will share my screen. I will show you what I'm talking about, and we will get all of your profiles squared away. You're all awesome. Thank you so much for being here, and I will talk to you sooner than later.